I know people usually do these in like over the top, head over top style, you know what I mean? But I don't have the space for this. This is the first of many parts of my Declutter series. And yes, I do start now in September because I will do a December series. And if you have creative names, because I think Vlogmas is like, ugh, it's so done, it's over. But I want to release one video in December for every day. So from the 1st to the 31st of December, you will get a video every day. And part of those videos is going to be my ranking series for every single category. Maybe not brows or mascara or shit, but I will rank those. But to rank them, I have to be honest with myself and I have to declutter shit now. We are talking about 29 foundations over here that most of them I accumulated over the past 2 years. And I just have to let go. The thing is, I never quantified my feelings. I am a big fan of quantifying things. So for example, for my palette ranking, I'm nearly done. I used every single palette at least once this year, or like I started last year even, and I gave them numbers somewhere from 0 to 10 in different categories. So I do rank them by a quantifying level. But I did not do this with the other categories because it's quite hard. So I just pick now foundations and we will divide them into keep, the maybe pile, and the let go pile. The first foundation is the Ilia Super Serum Skin Foundation. This is in the keep pile because this is part of my project pan and I will try to use this up until the end of November so that for December I don't want to have a project pan basket laying over here because I just want to give myself a month-long break. Even if it was not in my project pan, I would have kept this. I hate the smell, but I like this foundation. I think this is a truly outstanding, beautiful skin tint that has much more coverage than you might expect, but it smells like hay. It's so disgusting. Lancome Teint Idole Care and Glow. This was like viral last year and I fell for it. The thing is, I like this foundation a lot, but you probably see it already. Can you see this in the viewfinder, in the monitor? Like I see the viewfinder, or not because I'm blind without my glasses, but you know what I mean. The color does not match me. This is 120N and this is the tiniest bit too yellow. But you know what? We have to part with it. We just have to do this. The Summer Fridays Sheer Skin Tint is probably one of the most surprising skin tints I've ever used. This is not sheer in my opinion. This has much more coverage than you think. It has a beautiful formula. It's the only Summer Fridays product I actually have and I really enjoy this. During this summer, this was a foundation I used quite a lot, so this is definitely going to stay. Of course, the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Tint is so surprisingly good. This is going to stay. The Fenty Eavesdrop Skin Tint. Yes, I tried to basically just take all the skin tints out so that we are done with them. This is going to stay too. I don't like the general staying power, but you know, for a short amount of time, like we're talking 6 to 7 hours, that looks good. I usually wear my foundations around 15 hours a day, but it's okay because for the time that I'm, for example, in the office and I just want to look polished, this is a very good one. I don't care if it rubs off in the evening or after I'm done with any kind of workout. So I really like this. I like the shade of this. I like the texture. I like the whole formulation. So you can stay too. This is hard for me because I enjoy this foundation a lot. This is one of the first Charlotte Tilbury products I ever used. But wait a second. Is that a hole? There is a hole in my foundation. Do you see this? Do you know what this is? If you have cats, you know what this is. My cat bit into that corner. But it looks like no foundation is coming out here. Okay, but that's not what I want to talk about. The thing is, I like this foundation. But do you know when I used this the last time? Somewhere in February. I just don't feel the joy anymore using this. I don't feel excited when you know, I do have Excel spreadsheets for everything, and I also do have a spreadsheet where I keep track of how well a primer works with a foundation. And I haven't used this in so motherfucking long. It is time to let go. I bought this immediately when this came out nearly 2 years ago. So I don't care about like dates of products because I use them as long as they smell, look and perform good. But you know, I just have to part with it because I don't feel the excitement anymore. So Charlotte, actually you're the fault. You're the one why I don't feel the excitement. I don't feel excited for Charlotte Tilbury anymore. So goodbye. Okay, we declutter too. That's enough for today. No, just kidding. We are going on. The Say Glowy Super Foundation is one of the weirdest I've ever seen because when you look in the bottle, you can clearly see that this motherfucker is like straight up yellow. And I probably should look like I have looked in my Ariana Grande, the Ariana Beauty Sweetener Foundation test. But when this blends out, it kind of adapts to my skin. So the thing is, I barely use this because I just look at the shade and I'm like, yeah, no, it does not match. But it matches. It does. So this will stay. I haven't used this enough to say goodbye to it. And I actually like the finish. I like this super glowy finish. It is a vibe. So you can stay. The Estee Lauder Futurist Hydra Rescue. I purchased only a couple months ago. I used it a couple times, like 3 or 4 times to this day, and I love the finish. This is so much better than this, so it makes parting with the Charlotte Tilbury one even easier. You stay. Ambient Lighting Soft Glow Foundation. This is the shade 1. The thing is, I truly enjoy this foundation. The problem I have with this is the shade. Do you remember that one Get Ready With Me I did a month ago where I used this? I look like fucking Casper and I'm milk. My skin tone is milk and this is lighter. The thing is, I like this foundation, but it does not look good on me because it's too light. Maybe one day, maybe. One day, maybe we'll be... Oh, wait a second, that was something else. Maybe one day I can repurchase this in my shade, but I feel like they don't have my shade because Hourglass shades are truly wild, so I have to let go. I just don't enjoy this. I have to let go. This something I should worry about because I have a really hard time letting go. Like I feel the nervousness inside me because I have to part with those foundations. But I think it gets better when I finally threw them into the bin. Talking about Hourglass, let's just get that out of the way. The Hourglass Hydrating Veil, the skin tint. First of all, this is not a skin tint. This is nearly full coverage. Like medium coverage, but you can build to full. Stunning. Not better than the Nasamyrix, but stunning. You stay. Of course, the egg-shaped foundation, the Lisa Ulrich Seamless Skin, stays too. I have 2 shades of the Rare Beauty Positive Light Tinted Moisturizer. I want to put this in the maybe pile because if I keep them, I have to keep both. None of these shades matches me. One is 14W, the other one is 10N. 10 is a slight bit too light, while 14W is too dark. But both together, match made in heaven, and I really like the finish, so they go into the maybe pile. I cannot part with a €150 foundation. The Clé de Peau Radiant Fluid Foundation Natural. I bought this because this is one of the favorite foundations from Tanya B. Wells. And I thought, okay, if she loves it that much, we usually love the same foundations. I have to love this. And I truly do. I think it's a beautiful foundation. I wear the shade BF10. It's the tiniest bit too dark in my opinion. But with the right powder, I can make this work. So, for example, this with a skin-toned powder does not look good. I only use this with whitish translucent powders. That kind of does counteract the fact that this is the teeny tiniest bit too dark. But this is not a step I mind doing extra. This is very new to my collection and I cannot part with this, mainly for the reason I haven't used this enough to form a proper opinion. I like this, not the biggest fan, but I like the way it applies. I like the way it feels on the skin, and maybe this has to get tested in depth again next summer because I don't feel that this is something I will wear in the winter time. But we will see. This is not getting decluttered. Same with the rose ink one. I don't know what it is, but I just love this one so much. It has to stay. Chances are high that we're not going to declutter anything else. The Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate foundation is a foundation I actually haven't worn in a while because this is very, very full coverage. And lately I have been really into more lighter coverage things. So you see, I mean, most of the skin tints I just raved about because I used them so much. I even have the skin tint in my project pan, but I love this foundation. Shade and Illuminate is so fucking pretty. I cannot let go of this. It's stunning. And I mean, look at this. Magnetic closure, the packaging. I feel super bougie. Same with the Traceless Soft Matte. I have worn this foundation actually, I think like 10 or 15 times this year, which is not a lot considering we have September, but think about the fact that I have so many foundations. Then this is a lot. Because I like this. It is not matte matte. Let me just tell you that. It is not like flat matte, dry matte, chip matte. It's natural matte, and that is why I like this so much. And the shade 03 Ivory Silk is the shade I also have in Shade and Illuminate. Could be a bit lighter for me, but it still matches. Of course, I will not partner with my Chanel Supplément Le Temps foundation. This is my favorite one, spoiler for the ranking. If nothing else is released, and I don't want to buy more foundations after that declutter, but this is the best foundation I've ever used. Very close to that is my Chantecaille Future Skin. I just wore this a couple days ago and it looked horrible, but it looked horrible because I used this with another primer that I never tested out with this foundation, so I'm pretty sure it is the primer. And in general, this is beautiful. I'm, by the way, in the shade Porcelain. How can I let go of Prada Reveal foundation? I wear the shade LN5, I think. Oh, they printed it on here. Yes, I do have LN5, and whatever it is in this foundation, it's like AI matching inside. It is beautiful. It blends into my skin so seamless. I just recently wore this and I was like, oh, I should wear this every day. It's stunning. Whatever they did with this foundation, they did it so right. And if you haven't tried this yet, head over to my Prada video. I reviewed the foundation and one of the quads. This is now surprising. MAC Studio Fix Fluid, I want to put in the maybe pile. And let me tell you why I want to put that in the maybe pile. Because they recently came out with the Studio Radiance. And I like this one better than this one. And I don't see myself needing both of these. So Studio Radiance is staying, Studio Fix maybe pile. The Guerlain Terracotta Latan, this has to stay because I haven't used this one enough to let go of this. I used the shade 0N a couple times, hated this until I found out that kind of the Guerlain shades are twisted. So I bought 0C, and that is a match made in heaven. I used this twice or like 3 times now, and I really enjoy this, but I want to test it out further, so you are going to stay. I really have to separate my personal feelings towards the brand and the quality of a product. But I just know that the Skin Fetish foundation, it's good, but it's not the best. So let me put this in the maybe pile for now. The Makeup Forever HD Skin Foundation, this is the new version I'm wearing today, and let me tell you, my face is fucking flawless. I fell in love head over heels with this foundation after I tried a sample of this. I am so surprised how good this is. You are going to stay. I don't think I can declutter those foundations, so let's do this quick. This is the newest addition to my collection, the new Shiseido's Revitalizing Skin Glow Surprise Foundation of the Year, in my opinion. You will stay. Same with the Very Valentino foundation. I was so surprised how much I love this. Stay. And even though I have a bit of a feud going on currently with Haus Labs, I cannot part with the Haus Labs Triclone foundation. This is absolutely stunning. So let's talk about the maybe pile now. We have the Rare Beauty ones, we have Pat McGrath, and we have Studio Fix. And do you know what I need to make my decision? I need my Excel spreadsheet. So I have currently opened 7 different primers. This foundation I have tested with 5 of these primers until now, which is the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base, Hourglass Mineral Veil, Tom Ford Traces Soft Matte Primer, and the Milk Pro Eclipse Primer. This foundation works with all of them. So with 5 out of, then it's 8 primers. I have 8 primers opened. Why? No, it says 7. I can't count. 4 out of 7 it works. So more than half of my primers I currently have opened. Love this foundation. The Pat McGrath foundation I only tested with 3 of those primers and it worked with all 3. Oh, so good. Why did it work? And the Rare Beauty Tinted Moisturizer, 4 out of 7. That didn't help. The thing is, Studio Fix Fluid is something I use when I want to go full on coverage. Do I have from those foundations that I want to keep something else that can go full on coverage the way I like full coverage? Yes, Tom Ford Traces Soft Matte is one of those. The House Labs foundation is one of those. Valentino is one of those. Chanel number 1. But with Studio Fix Fluid, there are emotions attached to. But we have to be honest. Are emotions more important than enjoyment of a product? And the thing is, I would never ever have thought about decluttering it if I hadn't tried the Studio Radiance. I think this is so much better than Studio Fix. Do you know what? This is a very, very sad day in history, but I will let go of Studio Fix. I have a really hard time deciding what to do with Rare Beauty and the Pat McGrath foundations. When we look through the goggles of the tinted moisturizer world, I prefer the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Tint or the Hourglass one or the Summer Fridays one over Rare Beauty. But I also don't think that this is a tinted moisturizer. In my opinion, these are nearly full coverage foundations. And if we talk about them that in the way of, okay, these like positive light, they're like glowing, reflective shade, I prefer Shiseido over them. I prefer Chantecaille over them. So you know what? We're letting go of these. And I think, you know what? I will keep the Pat McGrath one. Separate personal feelings from product. I like this foundation. I think it's very beautiful and I haven't used this in quite some time, so I will keep this foundation. To be honest, I am very proud of myself because I decided today to declutter 6 foundation out of 29. 20% of my foundation collection is gone now and I reduced that. I'm very happy with that. The hardest part is now going to be taking these foundations and putting them in the trash bin when the camera is off. Okay guys, that's it for the first part of my Declutter series. Next part is probably going to be concealer. We will not do a primer declutter because, as you just heard, I have only 7 primers open and I think that's fine to rotate through every single day. And if you want to see more of those declutters and if you are hyped for my end of the year ranking, then of course you should subscribe and see those fun videos. Also check out the info box where you can support the channel. You can follow me on Instagram, on TikTok and shit. And I will see you in the next one.